Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you all for coming for this program. Today is what is called Rama Navami. The festival it's a whole day festival. So we had a few programs in the morning. We just had a kevalam, the broadband story, transcendental broadband. And the class will be for about 1 hour, 12 something almost. After 12:30 there will be Arati, and by 1 o'clock then we will serve Prashadam. So that's the program for the day. So let us understand what is this festival, Rama Navami. Navami is the 9th day. Ashtami and Navami are supposed to be two nakshatras, supposed to be, so two thidis, supposed to be very inauspicious. And that's why the Lord, Krishna comes in Ashtami and Rama comes in Navami. That's better. So here, we are going to celebrate the festival, birthday festival of Krishna, of Rama. So then you say Rama is God, we are having birthday, how can Rama have a birthday? He is considered in mainstream Hinduism as the 7th avatar of Vishnu. So many people have different opinions. We love children, but we will have serious discussion. If children make noise, you have to be responsible and take them out because you can't understand anything. So children can go. There's a nice park. They've opened up the park for you to play there. And so, back to what I was saying. So it looks a bit funny to say that we are celebrating God's birthday. But you have to understand the inner meanings about all this. In the modern society, what we have done, we have removed, that we were young, even in Australia I was told, when young you have got moral lessons, catechism lessons, I used to attend catechism lessons. They have taken God out of this equation. No, this is not necessary, we don't know, we don't care. And then when the behavior of the society as such, and even children, is not appropriate, and they're wondering, where are we going wrong? I'm sure you all have by now heard about the TV series in Netflix, Adolescence. How many of you have seen that? Only one or two said, okay, you can say it. It's only 4. The Prime Minister of UK is saying, please see it. They've identified the problem, children becoming, I don't want to talk too much about the movie, then the fun will go. They identified the problem that we are not giving enough care to the children. But the solution is not there. The solution is this: bring the children here. So it may be a silly birthday celebration for you, but when you understand, then you know why this is most necessary for the proper growth of the child or for the future of the society. So people say that whatever they do is the true God, isn't it? Each religion will claim that theirs is the true God, one God and all that. So in reality, according to the Vedas, Ekam Sat Viprabhauta Danti, which means there is only one truth, one God. There is no Christian God, there is no Muslim God, there is no Hindu God, There is no Brahmin God and there is no Shudra God. There is no such thing like that. God is only one. But He's got, of course, sages called by different names. So one God, but many forms. So you will be very careful about all this. It is said in the Vedas too, Parasya Saktir Vividaiva Shruyate. The Supreme, the Lord, has variegated energies, different kinds of energies. Is like in a simple definition of God, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, all powerful, all knowing, and omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipresent, present everywhere, omniscient, all knowing, and omnipotent, all powerful. That's God's definition. If He is all powerful, He can do anything. If He is all powerful, then He can come from the spiritual world to the material world. So He came about 2 million years ago as Lord Rama. And that is what we are celebrating today. And when these avatars, when they come, what they do, they are coming to attract us. We are attracted by so many things, we are forgetting God. So they are sending their devotees, the assistants to come in. They come as acharyas, coming and telling us what to do, then not to forget Krishna. And finally, they then descend themselves and perform pastimes. By their pastimes, we are to attract us, because we are attracted by Maya. So they are doing all that so that we can get attracted to Krishna or Rama. That is why they are doing all this. For our sakes, it's like a responsible father. And a responsible father will make sure that child is getting all it needs, goes to school, gets his food, makes sure the child is sleeping warmly at night and it's cold winter, like that. So the Supreme Father is also looking after us, and He wants us to back in the spiritual world. We are not talking about heavenly planets, we are talking about the spiritual world. And He's trying to attract. In Brahma Samhita, what Brahma sings, Hila Idena Bhuvanani Jayate, which means we are attracted by Maya, and He is coming and doing His Leela. Leela means divine place. He's doing so many things to attract us and to go back to Godhead. And Mama especially, and it shows throughout Ramayana, he is killing demons effortlessly. That is like your hero in a cinema. He does so many things, isn't it? Romance, there is dance and there's fight, and so like that. Here it's all in the spiritual level. Lord Ram is doing all that. And killing of demons, He does it effortlessly. Avagyaya hatam. As His strength is unlimited, He's just easily killing. It's not that when our hero is to fight with the villain so long, if he's not careful, the villain will finish him. But just easily. But Rama also followed rules. He was very much against, like causing any woman to cry tears. So when Vishwamitra wanted him to kill Tadaka, he said, no, I'm a Kshatriya, how can I kill a woman? Not possible. Then of course, Vishwamitra says, no, she's not a woman, she's a demon, that's the whole story. And finally Rama reluctantly agrees. But even before fighting, Rama takes his bow, we saw 2 bows just now, and then he twangs the string, twang, like that, to scare off, just to give it a scare. But of course, Tadaka being a demon, she charged him and to kill him. And then when that happened, of course, Rama had to put an end to her life. Now, what is the greatness and the beauty of Ramayana? This epic is not only sung by humans. Don't think, when what's his name? The Ramayana series. Who's the producer? Sorry? Okay, you all know. I can't remember. When that series came in, the whole of India stopped. When the series came, everything, trains stopped, people stopped, everybody stopped. What is happening? That was the power of Rama. So humans getting attracted to Ramayana, if you're not attracted to Ramayana, then you're not human enough. You're a block of wood. But there, it is not only appreciated by the humans, but even sung by gods, rishis, great saints, and very, very elevated souls. Now the first composer of Ramayana was not Valmiki, Lord Shiva himself. He composed it. And he wrote 1 billion slokas. Now we say 27,000, it was 1 billion slokas. Charitam Raghunadasya Satakodi Pravistaram Ekai Kamaksaram Pumsam Mahapada Kanasakam. And he says that he could only describe 1 billionth of his glories. He wrote 1 billion and he says, Lord Shiva says, I only wrote 1 billionth. I hardly touched the whole thing. Every letter of the Ramayana has the power to remove even the most heinous sins. After Shiva, then Valmiki, Ratnakar, he was a robber who couldn't even say Rama. He said, I can't chant Rama. He said, I can only chant Mara, Mara, Mara. So he kept chanting Mara. And Mara, 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 and became Rama. And then he was enlightened to write. In the beginning, the story about Valmiki seeing 2 crouchy birds in a romantic interlude, 2 birds making love. And a hunter comes and kills the male bird. When the hunter kills the male bird, the female bird, so people think, isn't it people say sometimes, oh, birds have no soul, birds have no consciousness. That's not true. Animals have souls and animals have consciousness. And the male bird was killed and the female bird is crying. And when the female bird is crying bitterly, the Rishi Valmiki was very angry and he cursed. He said, Valmiki shoka slokan mamagataha. Then he cursed, when the curse happened, Brahma and Saraswati intervened, calmed him down, said, no, it's for a higher purpose. So, that became the first line of the Ramayana, which means, Valmiki shoka slokan mamagataha. That shoka of Valmiki became a shloka. That itself became a shloka. And then Rama was briefly told by Narada. Narada briefly tells him this is what happened. And then while in meditation, the whole thing is unfolding. At the same time, there's also happening. Rama is coming, taking, but all that is happening is also this whole narration. He could see as if an entire action replay like that. You could see the whole thing. So there are innumerable Vaikuntha planets. Vaikuntha means what? Vidada Kunta, Vaikuntha. Without Kunta. Kunta means anxiety. So in the material world there is a lot of anxiety. In the spiritual world there is no anxiety. So in the Vaikuntha planet there are many planets. There is each of them, like Matsya is his own planet, Kurma is his own planet, Varaha is planet, there is Narasimha is his own planet, like that. So, and each, they are called predominating deities on each planet. And all these are extensions of Vishnu. So in the Balaganda of Valmiki Ramayana, Lord Vishnu himself declares that he would roam as Rama for 11,000 years. So modern concept, people think, how can a person live for 11,000 years? But according to our Shastras, there are 4 yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, your lifespan is supposed to be 100 years. If you cross 100 years, even if you reach close to 100 years, then your picture will come out in the news, so and so, 100 years. Most of us are going away at 60 years and 70 years because of our lifestyle. Kali Yuga 100 years, Dwapara Yuga 1000 years, Treta Yuga 10,000 years. Ramchandra was in the period of Treta Yuga. And in Satya Yuga, 100,000 years. That's why you will see sometimes the rishis are meditating 60,000 years and 50,000 years. They may look or seem to be preposterous. How can you believe all that? Okay, it is not illogical, but it is using a higher logic that we cannot understand. Okay, let's move on. So, and actually account, they say that Rama ruled Ayodhya for 10,013 years and lived for 10,052 years, our calculation. Of course, he is living eternally. That's from Vishnu Purana and Manusmriti. So Vishnu has three Purusha expansions. There is the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. First is the Mahavishnu, Karmadakshaya Vishnu. Then into each planet, there is the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And in the Milk Ocean, and that's called the Sirodakshaya Vishnu. So in the three expansions. And then the quadruple expansion, that is Shankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva, like that. They're expanding from him. And then some Krishna, that form goes on, Sadashiva, Lord Shiva, and all that. Now, at the gateway, this is all Vaikuntha, the whole place is Vaikuntha, and then at the gateway, topmost, at the entrances, that's where Ayodhya is. In Ayodhya, Lord Ram is there with Ma Sita, of course, Lakshman, Hanuman, the whole lot, Kaushalya, Dasharatha, Sumantra, Shatrugna, the whole lot, all the citizens being there. So from here, when the time comes to do pastime, avatar, from there, from Ayodhya, then he goes to the Sirodakshaya Vishnu. Generally, all avatars come from the Sirodakshaya Vishnu. He goes to the Milk Ocean and then he descends into the material world. So moving forward, the Ramayana consists of about 24,000 verses. The Mahabharata is 100,000, is even longer or bigger. And it's in 7 books. First one is called Balaganda, then the second one is Ayodhya Ganda, then Aranya Ganda, Kishkinda Ganda, Sundara Ganda, Yuddha Ganda, and finally Uttara Ganda. So these are the 7 kandas, and each has its own excitements. You must understand that there are 300 versions of Ramayana in the whole world, all over the world. Like I was just saying this morning that there was a conference in Thailand. Narendra Modi was visiting Thailand. You can check it out. And the country invited him. First thing they did was the Thai version of the Ramayana. He saw the whole Thai version. In Thailand, the Ramayana is the national epic. National epic. You know, in the south, they are rejecting the Ramayana. And in Thailand, when the whole thing took place, they are rejecting. And these people are accepting it as the national epic, which are very high. You go all the way to Peru, in South America, they have called a festival, Inti Raimi or something. The Quechua language is very much related to the sun god. Lord Rama was in the Surya Vamsa, comes from the Surya Vamsa. The storyline is very similar. 2 brothers, and the elder brother first loses the wife, and he's trying to go get the wife back. And then who helps them? A bunch of monkeys. So is that Ramayana for us? That's Ramayana enough for us. So you'll find that these stories are all over, stored in different places with different flavors. It is just not a long and convoluted story. You know, sometimes it goes too long. You know, it is because it's got many subplots. Each one, you know, there's a story by itself. It's connected. When they speak about a person, you know, for instance, says Jambavan, then whole thing about Jambavan, how Jambavan started. He's been there for almost every avatar is there. Why is like that? Nowadays, Jambavan in politics, they would say he is a Jambavan in politics. Because whichever party comes to power, he'll be there as minister. He knows what to do, you know. Wrangle his way and he'll become minister. So, but That is not the Jambavan we are talking about. Jambavan is a person of high speed, is circling. When one avatar happens, he's so excited and he's circling so fast that Mount Meru accidentally is chipped off. And Meru is very angry. Oh, you know, like youth. Youth has a lot of energy. Like that Jambavan has a lot of energy. Cursed him. Your energy should end here. And after that only Jambavan became like an old man, moving very sluggishly and slowly and thinking very carefully before talking, like that. Anyway, like that, there are so many stories. Main story is explicit, the same thing. Somebody might say, oh, same what, Ramayana is boring. It's not boring. Every day we just saw one. Today we just saw one incident, and it's very interesting. And the main story, though is explicit, that yes, the Lord loses Ma Sita, she's taken to Lanka and all that. But then, what happens? Then he goes with an army of monkeys and retrieves his wife. So the main point, but the details will differ in every, because Ramayana takes place in every Treta Yuga, Chakra Yuga. There is Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara and Kali Yuga. In every Treta Yuga, in one day of Brahma, there is 1000 Chakra Yuga. So in each of the Treta Yugas, Rama is coming down. So when Rama comes down to perform his pastimes, it is not, the main story is the same, but the details are different. So it's never boring. Now Krishna does not come every time. Krishna comes only once in one day of Brahma, only once. He just came 5000 years ago. So he's not going to come for a long, long, long time. And soon after Krishna comes, who comes? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he is the follower. So we have to know like that. So, and all the stories, you know, I remember my mother was uneducated, but from small we were told all the stories, you know what happened, and you know. So this is molding our thinking, our ideas and all that. So similarly, these stories bring forth the major precepts of Sanatana Dharma, which is good character and righteous conduct. Why? For an orderly world. So the whole world can be peaceful. So this is not for some individual person's special interest. Rama is described as Maryada Purushottama, the embodiment of truth. So he is the ideal son, is the ideal husband, is the ideal brother, is the ideal king, is the ideal everything, the ideal teacher. He was. So, and Rama's life and journey is one perfect adherence to Dharma despite harsh tests of life and time. When we are facing tests, then we get very disappointed. Imagine God himself is getting these tests. I mean, of course, he can overcome, but is undergoing, so that he is telling us how to deal with it when we have the problem. So that is why it's not that he couldn't finish Ravana with one stroke. He doesn't even have to come down. He just could send one COVID or something like that and finish him off. That is all powerful, omnipotent. So here, as Maryada Purushottama is showing, is the epitome of brotherly care and adulation. Though Ram and Lakshman were of different mothers, Ram's mother was Kaushalya, and Lakshman's mother, if I'm not mistaken, is Sumantra. But they were very close as brothers, very, very close. And when Ram was asked to go to the exile in the forest for 14 years, and Lakshman said, oh, I'm going with you. Ma Sita too, she also said, no, I'm not staying here, I'm going with you. So, and that was the affection they had. But Lakshman had a problem because he was married to Urmila. So they're supposed to be sisters, Sita and Urmila, Janak and what's her name? The queen, Sunaina. But Sunaina's daughter was Urmila. Sita was a foster child because she was found when Maharaj Janak was plowing the land he wanted to do a yajna, he was plowing the land and then he saw a casket coming out and they opened the casket and there was this child. Now that story is another big story. Everything is a story. You see, story in a story in a story. Ramayana is like that. It will be very exciting to go through. Now when Lakshman told Urmila, I am going with my brother to the forest, so she made a lot of noise. Supposing you are going somewhere on your own, you will make noise. Then he said, no, I'll buy some special curlers for you, I'll buy some special sari for you, Banaras sari, whatever. So he had to be pacified. Urmila had to be pacified, and Urmila was not easy to pacify. Finally, she agreed, because she's going for a noble cause. And then the sister is there, Sita is also there, so he will protect Sita. And now, what Lakshman does is, he is praying to Nidra Devi, the goddess of sleep. So he wants preparation to go to the 14 years, Vanavas. So what is he praying to this goddess? That I will not sleep. Take away the sleep for me for 14 years. So why the 14 years? Why take away sleep? So that he can stay vigilant and protect his brother and sister-in-law. So he asked for two. One is that he cannot sleep, and one is that he will not eat. He will stay. He will not eat, but he will not be hungry. So there's a big story how when he comes back and he is hungry. So Nidra Devi said, all right, you can, but somebody else must sleep for you. You don't sleep for 14 years, somebody else must sleep for you. So then he asked Urmila, please sleep for me. Just imagine your husband come, please sleep. Don't do any work, just sleep. Only sleep. So that was what Lakshman told Urmila, just sleep. Enjoy yourself. So she went to sleep for 14 years, 6. Now there is another reason why he wanted this to happen. Because now Ravana's son, Meghanath, this Meghanath is a boon that he can only be killed by a Budakesha. Budakesha means one who has conquered sleep. In Bhagavad Gita, those of you know Bhagavad Gita, we read that Krishna will tell Arjuna, oh Budakesha, you have conquered sleep. So only a Budakesha can defeat Meghanath in battle. So that is another reason why Lakshman prepared himself, because he has defeated sleep. For 14 years he is not sleeping. We cannot even defeat sleep for 14 minutes. And here, 14 years, he is not defeated. That's what I said from the beginning. Please come, don't block, but nobody listens. See, they don't have place to come in. Why? We made a big temple for you all. Please. Come, little girls, come. The big girls will be frightened, the little girls cannot be frightened. Yeah, that's a good thing, could have done that in the beginning. Some more. I won't eat you. I'm vegetarian. Now this Meghanath is also called Indrajit, and he is an Ati Maharathi, which means he is a super fighter. He is a general but not ordinary general. He can handle all the major astras like Brahmandastra, Vaishnavastra, Pasupadaastra, all that he can handle. But in spite of all that, Lakshmana used during the battle, he used the Anjalika Astra to slay Meghana. He killed him. In spite of all. Because of course, Lakshmana is Ananta Sesh, Adisesh himself. Now, let us find some interesting things about this Ravana, before we go to the story. The main story for today is Mahiravana, so I'm going to tell you. Some of you might not have heard. In Ramayana, apart from the Ravana is 10-headed. There are two other Ravanas mentioned. One is the Mahiravana. He is also 10-headed. And then there is a Sahasramukha Ravana. How many of you heard of the Sahasramukha? Sahasra means what? 1,000-faced Sahasramukha Ravana. Now this Sahasramukha Ravana also, it comes very close to our place. He was also in a Lanka. That Lanka everybody knows, which is now known as Sri Lanka. Everybody knows. There is a Lanka in Malaysia called Lankapuri. Originally called Lankapuri. Now it's called Langkawi. Pulau Langkawi. Pernah dengar? Tak pernah. Pulau Langkawi, we give challenge to Bali, man. Pulau Langkawi and Bali is always fighting. Not fighting, but it's a tourist spot, Pulau Langkawi. So, that is the 1,000-faced. That's another story. So we'll go back to Mahiravana. Mahiravana is there in many Ramayana stories. So, the Ramayana took place in the Treta Yuga. Okay, again I'm saying that sometimes they will say, how can Ramayana take place 2 million years ago? Homo sapiens only came in 300,000 years of Morocco, they found a thing, and then before that, Lucy, the girl, they discovered a girl who was walking in 2 feet and all that. 3.2 million years, and so they are rational. India is full of, not India, the whole world now, leftist thinking, rational-minded thinking that they're doing a great favor by the intelligence, and not understanding that the intelligence is fooling them. Maya Pahartanyana, that the intelligence is fooled by Maya. So anyway, here, what happens is, they're already there, now they've entered the scene now. You listen to the story, it's a very interesting story, it's a long story. I made it as short as possible. The troops, Rama, Lakshman, Monkey, all they've crossed now. They've already made the bridge. They've crossed, they are in Lanka. And of course, there is emissaries going to Ravana they can still want to stop the war. Now while that's happening, what Hanuman has done is, he's created a fort with his tail. So all this is very difficult to believe. It's called a tail fort of Hanuman. And inside the tail fort, all of them are staying. Who are all? Ram, Lakshman, all the monkeys. They're all staying in the tail fort. Very protected. So Ravana is also very cunning. He thought he can do some tricks and attack them, but he cannot. At the time, he thinks of his brother is Ravana, Mahiravana. And the minute he thinks of Mahiravana, immediately comes. And my teacher was explaining that 4 beings, I think he's quoting from Chanakya Pandit, 4 beings who comes to you immediately when you think of them. Demons, snakes, politicians, and women. Will come close if you think of them. So as soon as Mahiravana comes, and where does Mahiravana stay? He stays in Patala, down there. And this is happening in Lanka. So the minute he thought about it, Mahiravana was there. He said, yes, brother, what's happening? Come have a drink first. I want to break the fast. Then he said, oh, I've got a bunch of fellas here. harassing me. I don't know, I can't control them. Who are they? He said, 2 humans and lots of monkeys. He said, yes, I saw one up there like a hill. He said, yeah, that's it. That one monkey has made a fort out of his tail and is keeping all these people inside, harassing them. He says, what's your time now? He says, 10 o'clock or whatever. At that time, he said, by midnight, I will sacrifice these 2 fellows. I'm going to Kali worship. I will sacrifice them for Kali. I'll bring the blood, and I'll bring the blood to you. And you can put it in your wine and drink. This is my promise. You are my brother. Look at that fellow, good for nothing, So he left straight, he went down to Patala. And then he called his people and said, look, wow, I'm going to bring these 2 fellows and kill them, sacrifice them. And he said, I've already sacrificed 999 Kshatriyas. I just need to do 1 more, and then Kali will be so pleased that she will give me so many things. Look at my fortune, I got 2. Buy 1, get 1 free. So he got 2, he was so happy. Then the wife, her name is Chandrasena. She said, what are you talking about? What is this? What is it? What are you doing? No, there's 2 people. Who are those? Ram, Lakshman. Wow, Prabhu, that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What are you doing? What Supreme? I am the Supreme here. And then she said, no, that is Lord Ram. Can come there, hello, don't block the road, please. Others can't. This, okay. Then, he said, oh, you useless woman, you're just wasting my time. And then he went straight to Lanka. Now, it's very difficult to kill Mahiravana. Now, normally for all of us, there is soul, and the vital force, the energy of the soul, known as prana, is permeating the whole body. But this one, they're all magical powers they have. This fellow is so smart. The soul is there, but the energy, the vital point, the prana, is kept in 2 places. One is right on top of the Himalayas, in a diamond, is kept there, in a cave. I'll come to that later, in a cave. And one is kept in here, in Lanka itself, within a lotus, a diamond in a lotus. Now, if you crush the diamond, only 5 heads will disappear, and 10 hands will go. The other will remain. If you go and do that part, then another 5 will. But you have to do together. See, if you crush both together, the lamp space is where the life energy is, and this one, the life energy is split into 2. When you finish them off, at the same time somebody must kill Mahiravana, and then only he can be killed. So it's a very, very tricky, it's almost impossible to kill him. Anyway, he goes to Lanka, he comes there, he says, where's the fort? And there is an entrance. Time is flying, so I'll be fast. Entrance, and then we see Vibhishana and Hanuman, they're doing the sentry, walking up and down. And then anything, did you see anything? No. Everything is fine? Yes, okay. So they're walking up and down. So Mahiravana sees that, and then he's a trickster, and then it says that he held his nose and he thought, and he became Vibhishana. Imagine, he became Vibhishana himself. And then, when Vibhishana went away, he came there to Hanuman. He said, I'm not feeling I think something is not right. I would like to go and check what is going on. Then Hanuman said, okay, you go. I feel it's okay, but if you want to check, yes, you can go. This is not Vibhishana, this is Mahiravana. And he enters the ear of Hanuman. And that's how you have to go, through the ears. Through Hanuman only you can go. You can't go any other way. He goes in, he sees all of them, Lakshman and everybody, and the monkey. He grabs Hanuman and Lakshman. He becomes big. Mahiravana becomes big, catches both of them, and he escapes, and he goes to Patala. Gone. Suddenly, Vibhishana comes there, and Hanuman said, hey, what are you doing here? You said you're going in. What are you still outside? What do you mean outside? I'm here all the time. I just saw you. No, you said You want to go in and check, you entered me. He said, no, I did not do that. And then, oh, something's wrong. And then the Vibhishana goes in, checks and gone. Ram Lakshman gone. And then the monkeys did not even know. And then it is revealed to them, the monkeys are jumping up, they're jumping up and down. Vibhishana wants to kill himself, everything is gone. And Hanuman says, stop, if we kill yourself, then what we will do, nobody knows what's happening. Where is he gone? At least give us some info. And then, because Vibhishana is the brother, so this is Mayravan's work, and he tells about Mayravan. So, okay, what do we do? We have to bring them back. So instantly, from Lanka, he goes to Patala. He goes there, and he's seeing the ocean, and it is mentioned. Vibhishana said, there will be lotus, and large lotus, you have to enter. So the large lotus, he's trying to enter. He cannot enter, he's being pushed. All the time he tries to enter, he's being pushed. And then he prays to Vayu, his father. And he says, what's the problem? I can't enter. Oh, this is working by suction. Because of suction, you can't go in. All I have to do is withdraw. I withdraw air. I am air. If I withdraw, then the whole system doesn't work. So if you do the air, and then he fell into the bottom of the lotus. And then when he came to the bottom of the lotus, then he sees a big water tank, big water tank, very nicely. So he's wondering, he's just doing. So there are many forts there. The first fort is a wooden fort, and 200,000 lakh soldiers and all that. So you have to finish them. So the tree behind him said, use me. And you look, this is your tree. And so who are you? I'm a deva. Just, I'm waiting for you. And so he took the tree and he finished the whole thing. And after that, there were other forts. There was a brass fort, there was a copper fort, and there was there are many different. Finally, there's a golden fort. And in front of the golden fort, there was this meter. There is a love-hate meter, with a big dial there. So anybody who loves love on one side, hate on one side. So you go there, so all of you, of course, will show hate. Make noise. So you will not be allowed. Those who love Ravana, they can go in like that. That kind of love-hate meter. And he saw there was this lady who was in the tank, in front of the tank, and cursing Mahiravana. So when Hanuman heard that, he came close to her. When he was cursing Mahiravana, and she was very excited. He was very excited. Why? This is an enemy of Maharana. Enemy of an enemy is my friend. Isn't it? Common enemy. So everybody is laughing. We all experience. Enemy of an enemy is my friend. Now I am your friend because we got saved. Enemy. And he jumped in front of her. Hey, what are you? And the lady was saying. The lady's name is Duradandi, and she had a son whose name was, I don't know, I've written somewhere. Nilamega, that's his son. What has happened? Similar story to Krishna. What happened was, the Asariri claimed that this Nilamega will rule this Patala. So because of that, this Mahiravana is very, very scared of this. So he put the mother and the son in jail, just like Devaki and Vasudeva. So he put them in jail. Now he has told her to come out because Durudandi is a very, very, she's very, very fortunate lady. Whenever she brings water for sacrifice, the sacrifice is supremely successful. So he has made her, you go and bring water to sacrifice whom? To sacrifice Ram Lakshman. He used to bring the water. So he asked, can you help me? What do you want? What do you want? I'm servant of Rama. Hanuman is saying, I'm servant of Rama. I'm all here to save them and take them back. So he thought, you're not Ravana. Ravana is famous for coming in different from Ravana. So no, I'm not Ravana. So she convinced, and he said, okay, I can help you. How can I help you? The guards are there. As far as he can do, Anima, Mahima, and all that, Sankima. but how they can pass through the gates? And then the love meter, if there is anyone who heard the maximum hate for Ravana, that is Hanuman. So he said, no, you are taking water. When you are taking water, I will jump into the pot under mango leaf. They put mango leaf, so I will go under. So he uses this. It's Ashtasiddhi, it becomes smaller than the smallest, jumps in, now you go. So he said, okay, we'll try. But when he's going, the lady is trembling. Draupadi is trembling because what if I get caught? So the soldier said, why are you trembling? No, nothing, it's just that I'm feeling a bit feverish and all that. No, I know, usually you will tremble, but not this way. Then went to the meter was showing, hey, stop. Why so much of hate? No, normal hate is there. Today your hate is too much. Something wrong. Go back. Like when you go to security check in the airport, go back. Then so much beeping is going on. So she ran back. This time again when she tried to enter, and the meter went full on that whine, the meter broke. Meter broke, and then the soldier said, grab her, there is something going on. When they said that, Hanuman jumped out. Jumped out. Became a big battle, big fight went on. And very interesting, all these individual fights are very interesting. And finally, Mahiravana heard that there is an intruder, one monkey has come. So he comes to do battle, and both of them fight. And when they are fighting, she tries so many things. Because you can't kill him, we will tear him to 300,000 pieces, that's mentioned there. 3,000 pieces, sorry. If you tear him to 3,000 pieces and scatter him, he will still become one. So, and he saw that, and then he tried to kill each time, he couldn't kill him. Then he saw him running into a cave. That's a long story, so I'm shortening it. He ran into a cave. And Durandhi is all the time advising him what to do. He said, what is he doing? Oh, he's going to start a yajna, he's going to bring a Brahma Bhuta after you. So she's seen all that. So, and sure enough there, Mahiravana was seated, there's the pujari there, and the sacrifice started, and then came a Brahma Bhuta, big, ferocious. So, Hanuman said, right, I am ready. Got ready to fight. And this demon was charging at him. So Durandha said, wait, you don't fight. Don't fight him. You cannot fight with him. You just go and spoil the yajna. If you spoil the yajna, he will automatically be finished. So what do I do? Just go there and pass water. Pass urine under fire. Oh, that is easy. And then he ran there, unzipped, and did his job. As soon as he eased himself, and the ghost or the Brahma Bhuta disappeared. Now became more difficult. So very difficult. He tried so many things. He still cannot control, cannot defeat Mahiravana. Looked at his so-called watch. 3 more minutes left. Then nobody can solve this. Then he thought, I'm wasting my time. I should have done this before. He runs to, immediate charges to where Lord Rama is. My Lord, I've tried everything. And his time is running out. How can I do all this? So Ram says, you go and tell Lakshman to go where the lotus, where the diamond is. Ask him to be ready. And then you go to the Himalayas. That's why he's keeping the other life force. And you will snuff out the lamps there. And I will dupe this Mahiravana, and I will shoot an arrow. All that will happen at the same time, and will defeat him. Immediately, next minute, he was there in the Himalayas. He was trying to gain same thing. Difficulty, finally see the 5 lamps. They are in a cave but interconnected. He goes and snuffs one lamp, goes off, and then he goes to another one. By the time he goes there, this is already again on. So he snuffs this one, again on. Snuffs it, again helpless. He prays to Vayu. Can you have Vayu come What is the problem? I can't snuff all the lamps out. That's my department. No air, no fire. All I do is withdraw. And so, he withdrew all this. And the lamps were guarded by snakes, and they were spitting poison. So it is very difficult. So the minute he said, I will withdraw, and all the fire lamps were snuffed out, the snakes were finished. At the same time, Lakshman took hold of the diamond in the lotus and he crushed it with his bare hands. And at that time, and he was Mahiravana was telling Rama, time to come, time to sacrifice you, pay obeisances. So Rama says, what do you mean pay obeisances? I don't know what kind of obeisances to pay to Kali. Oh, I will show you. And he was showing him. When he was showing him, he got his arrow and he shot. When Rama shot the arrow, Lakshmana crushed a diamond and Hanuman snuffed the 5 lamps. And it all happened instantaneously and he was finished. At that time, Hanuman was being given a benediction by Brahma. You ask anything, I'll give you. So Hanuman said, I will keep it for another day. I will use another day. And so he remembered that benediction. He said, prayed to Brahma, I want to be instantly in Lanka. In Patala, not Lanka, Patala. And so it's all happened so same time, but very hard to imagine. And they all there. So then the whole thing started crumbling, caving in, everything falling apart, everything going all over the place. And at that time, Hanuman comes and tells to Ram, Lakshman, on my shoulders, please. And they both sit, and then it flies off straight to Lanka. And once they land there, and after a few days, the war started. Now, there maybe you all would have seen a picture where Hanuman is carrying Ram Lakshman on his shoulder. There are many, not many, a few instances where he took them. And this is one instance. So that is the glories of Ramchandra. And that is why we are celebrating this. And by celebrating this, our minds will become occupied. Otherwise, the mind will be occupied with all kinds of things. It's not a good idea to give them mobile phone and TikTok and play with it and all that. You must teach them the stories of Ramayana. We have books here for children, whether it's 5 years old or 10 years old or 15 years old, even 500 years old. We've got different kinds of books here. And by coming here regularly, by exposing this way, then your mind will be settled, your intelligence will be purified, and then your senses will be controlled, and then you'll be happy life. Just coming and absorbing everything and thinking that it's perfect is a very risky thing to do. And the idea, of course, in samsara is to finally go back home, back to Godhead, not take another birth. So that is what in the Krishna conscious movement we are teaching you. So, and to start your spiritual life, we say, chant Hare Krsna, Hare Krsna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, thank you. Anybody with any questions or comments? After that we'll have Arati. Any questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Kirtan, Adelaide. Leave a like and subscribe.